My teacher said I'd never amount to anything, so I made sure she had to walk into a store with my name on it. Mr. Rodriguez was my high school chemistry teacher who absolutely despised me. Not because I was a troublemaker, I was actually trying really hard, but I had severe dyslexia and kept mixing up formulas during labs. The other kids would finish their experiments in 20 minutes, while I'd still be staring at the periodic table, trying to figure out if I was reading sodium or magnesium. Mr. Rodriguez would walk by my station, shake his head, and mutter things like, "Some people just don't have the mental capacity for science." Every single lab felt like torture. While my classmates mixed chemicals like they were following a recipe, I'd get overwhelmed by all the symbols and numbers swimming around on the page. Sometimes I'd stand there for 10 minutes just trying to read H2SO4 correctly, but the breaking point came during our final lab of junior year. We were supposed to create a simple acid-base reaction, something even the worst students could handle. I was being extra careful, triple-checking everything, when I accidentally grabbed the wrong bottle from the shelf. The explosion was massive. Foam shot everywhere, covering 3 lab stations and half the ceiling. The fire alarm went off. Students were screaming and running out, and I just stood there covered in pink foam, feeling like the biggest failure on earth. When the chaos settled, Mr. Rodriguez stood in the doorway surveying the damage. Instead of checking if I was hurt or helping me clean up, he looked directly at me and said loud enough for the entire hallway to hear, "Tyler, I've been teaching chemistry for 23 years, and I can always spot the ones who'll never make it past minimum wage. Some people just aren't built for science. You should probably stick to manual labor where you can't hurt anyone." The silence was deafening. Even the kids who usually laughed at everything went quiet. I wanted to disappear completely. That night I couldn't sleep. My parents kept asking if I was okay, but I couldn't even explain how humiliated I felt. But instead of giving up, something inside me snapped. I became obsessed with proving him wrong. I started researching chemistry outside of class, watching MIT lectures on YouTube, practicing molecular structures until 2 a.m. every night. The dyslexia actually helped in a weird way. I had to find creative methods to remember everything, creating visual patterns and color-coding systems that helped me see chemical relationships differently than other people. I developed my own notation system that made sense to my brain. By senior year, I was mixing cleaning products in my garage just to practice different reactions. That's when I accidentally recreated the same foam explosion from class, but this time I controlled it. The foam was incredible at breaking down grease and stains. My mom tried it on a wine stain that had been on our carpet for years, gone in seconds. Her friends started asking for bottles. Within a month, I was selling Tyler's Miracle Foam to half the neighborhood. I used every penny from graduation gifts to patent the formula. Started selling online with a $200 website my cousin built. The first month I made $800. By Christmas, I was making $3,000 a month. 2 years later, I had a whole line of eco-friendly cleaning products backed by real scientific research. Target picked them up first, then Walmart came calling. Amazon made me a featured seller, and my monthly revenue hit 6 figures. Last month, I opened my flagship store and research facility in our hometown, Rodriguez Chemical Solutions. The mayor came to the ribbon-cutting ceremony. Local news interviewed me about being the youngest chemical entrepreneur in state history, calling me a dyslexic prodigy who turned failure into fortune. Grand opening day was insane. Lines around the block, people taking selfies with my products, reporters asking about my revolutionary cleaning technology. Around 2 p.m., I'm shaking hands with customers when I see him walk through the door. Mr. Rodriguez, looking completely lost in the crowd of people celebrating my success. He picks up one of my signature products, the same pink foam that made me famous, and reads the label, Rodriguez Chemical Solutions, founded by Tyler Rodriguez, Chemical Innovation Specialist. I watched his face go from confusion to recognition to something I'd never seen before, respect. He approaches the counter where I'm signing autographs and quietly says, "Congratulations, Tyler. This is incredible." I looked him straight in the eyes, smiled, and said, "Thanks for the inspiration, Mr. Rodriguez. Turns out that explosion was exactly what I needed. Sometimes the biggest failures make the best foundations." He bought 3 bottles and left without another word. Best $47 sale of my life.